Hello students, I am respected teacher of DBS, myself Mamta Sharma. I am taking your class 3. This subject is social study and the chapter is covering here chapter 3 and this is your worksheet 4. Now we will discuss about our chapter India that has physical and political divisions. That means India is a vast country and it is governed by a government and we will discuss about later. Now we will discuss earlier in the physical and political divisions. The chapter belongs that India is a vast country and it has the boundaries from the several countries and also some oceans. Now in the chapter 3, page number 12, you will see that India, it has 6 physical divisions. That means the northern mountains, northern plains, southern plateau, great Indian desert, coastal plains and obviously the island regions. In the first topic, that means the northern mountains, you will see that in the northern side of India, Himalayas constituted from the Himalayan and Karakoram range. The Himalaya range is the highest mountain in the world and Mount Everest in the Himalaya is the highest peak that exists in Nepal and its height is 8,850 meters. So the next topic is northern plains. Northern plains means the plains along the northern side of India. It has greater part that lie between Himalayas and also the southern peninsula. The area is also called Gangetic Plain. That means this area is fertile by the Ganga river. These are also called perennial rivers. Then the Great Indian Desert. Desert means, desert means the area covered with the large vast of the collection of sand. That means the Great Indian Desert lies at the northwestern part of India and it is the Thar Desert. Hardly there where the crops were seen. That means there the soil are not so cultivated, not so fertile. The southern plateau. What do you mean by the plateau? Yes, obviously the plateau is also called tableland shaped. That means tableland. It is shaped as the table and it is larger height from the plains but the smaller than the mountains and it has the flat surface on the topwards. The is called southern plateau. It lies on the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean from the south. It covers the large part of the Indian peninsula. Now the next topic is coastal plains. That means east coastal plains are covered with the eastern part and the west coastal plain is covered with the western part. It is called western coastal and eastern coastal. Moreover, there the fertile land and the climate is not too hot and not too cold. That means the soil is very fertile but the climate is moderate temperature. The climate belongs to moderate temperature. Now the island regions. Yes, obviously islands are that part that is covered with the surrounding by the rivers or oceans. That means surrounded by water. An island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides and there are many small islands along two coastal plains. Yes, two coastal plains, that means the some part of islands that lies from the south and southwest and the northeast. That means the surrounding particles are of two islands, Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep. Now we will discuss about India's neighboring countries. India is obviously surrounded by its neighboring countries or any other countries that are called neighbors. That means India shares its boundaries from all the countries. with Pakistan in west, China in east, Nepal in north, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar in the east, and Sri Lanka and Maldives in the south sides. So these are called neighboring countries, and India is the center of many religions. Many religions means it belongs the proverb unity in diversity. That means in India many cultures, many civilizations belong to live and survive here, and these are the circumstances that suits the India's proverb unity in diversity. So India believes in many religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism. It is the physical part of India. Okay, now next it will be the political divisions. That means India has many political divisions, and also it has governed by a government. The Constitution of India is the governing authority of 29 states. That means states are 29 and union territories are 7. But in India, it is occupied by a government, and to look after all the cities, states and all the areas, it is very difficult because it is a vast country. So it is divided as two main types: central government and state government. Central government includes the prime ministers, the president and the council of ministers. Such as the states, the 29 states also governed by the state government, and it includes governors, chief ministers and some MLAs. So we will see that the government has two different types: central government and state government, and it is governed by the whole country system. Now we will discuss about the some area that the 29 states has its own capitals. Like each state, our state is also, yes, our state is West Bengal, and it has the capital. It has a capital, that is Kolkata. So mainly each states have their own capitals, and also union territories has also their capitals. So in this your book, page number 16, there are many states and union territories are given with their names and with their capitals. Moreover, you have to learn 5 to 6 that main points and union territories and capitals, that you should know about your country, and you should know obviously about your states, and obviously its political and physical divisions that belongs to our country, and that proves that it has the many circumstances and significances belong its surviving, and also the state government policies that rules in our country. So moreover, this worksheet 4 is completed, and you have to make your worksheet 4 in written manner and obviously learn all the question answers. Rest now, I will continue in your next video. Thank you.